Cleopatra. Her name echoes through the centuries, but do you really know her? Think you've heard everything about this famous queen? Think again. Cleopatra wasn't even Egyptian. She was a genius chemist who made her own perfumes and love potions, a political strategist who used propaganda like a modern-day politician, and a master of survival who faced multiple assassination attempts. This is not the Cleopatra Hollywood wants you to know. This is the real Cleopatra, a woman whose story was more shocking, more daring, and more incredible than anything you've ever imagined. To understand Cleopatra, we must first set the record straight. Cleopatra wasn't even Egyptian. Born in 69 BC, Cleopatra VII was the last ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek family that took power after Alexander the Great. Yes, Cleopatra was Macedonian Greek, not Egyptian, but that didn't stop her from embracing the Egyptian language, culture, and gods like no ruler before her. But Cleopatra was more than a queen. She was a linguistic genius who spoke 9 languages fluently. She could charm, negotiate, and manipulate in multiple tongues. But that wasn't all. Cleopatra was also an alchemist, a chemist who created her own perfumes and even a secret love potion rumored to have magical effects. At just 18, Cleopatra became queen, but there was a twist. She had to marry her 10-year-old brother Ptolemy XIII and co-rule with him. Things quickly turned ugly and Cleopatra was forced into exile. But Cleopatra didn't back down. She planned her comeback by crafting a daring scheme to win over Julius Caesar. And how did she do it? By rolling herself in a carpet and having herself delivered to his chambers, a move as bold as it was brilliant. Cleopatra knew how to use every tool at her disposal. Her beauty was legendary, but it wasn't just skin deep. She used perfumes, handmade by her, to enhance her allure. She even had a mysterious love potion, a concoction of rare herbs, spices, and oils designed to captivate anyone she desired. But more than that, Cleopatra wielded her intelligence like a sword. She was a master of propaganda, portraying herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis, aligning herself with divine authority. Cleopatra's charm worked. Caesar was enchanted, and Cleopatra was back on the throne. But she didn't just want to rule Egypt, she wanted to change the world. When Caesar was assassinated, Cleopatra turned her attention to another Roman, Mark Antony. Their love story was scandalous and legendary, filled with passion, politics, and power. But Cleopatra's love was also strategic. Together, she and Antony dreamed of creating a new world order, where Egypt and Rome could rule as equals. To cement their union, Cleopatra hosted the most lavish parties of the ancient world, filled with gold dishes, rare foods, exotic spices, and wine flowing like the Nile. Yet Cleopatra was more than just a host. She was a formidable military strategist. She had her own personal navy, one of the largest and most advanced fleets of her time, and she wasn't afraid to use it. At the Battle of Actium, she commanded her ships with skill, even though the battle ultimately ended in defeat. But Cleopatra wasn't just fighting battles with swords and ships. She was constantly dodging assassination attempts, even from her own family. She had enemies everywhere, but she had eyes and ears everywhere too, and a network of spies that kept her one step ahead. And if you think there was only one Cleopatra, think again. Cleopatra VII was just the latest in a long line of Cleopatras, but she was the one who would make history, leaving all others in the shadows. Her ambition reached its peak when she bore a child with Julius Caesar, a son named Caesarion. Cleopatra dreamed that Caesarion would unite Rome and Egypt, but that dream was shattered when Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir, rose to power. The tide turned against Cleopatra and Antony at the Battle of Actium. Facing defeat, Cleopatra ordered her fleet to retreat. Was it a calculated decision to save herself, or a desperate act to flee a doomed battle? Defeated and desperate, Cleopatra barricaded herself in her mausoleum, preparing for the end. She knew Octavian would capture her and parade her through Rome like a trophy, a humiliation she would never allow. So Cleopatra took matters into her own hands. Cleopatra's death was as legendary as her life. She chose her own exit, perhaps by the bite of an asp or a lethal cocktail of poisons she had concocted herself. Cleopatra, the chemist, the queen, the last pharaoh of Egypt, wrote her final chapter with a defiance that would echo through the ages. Cleopatra's death marked the end of an era, but her life was far more than a tragic end. She was a cultural bridge between East and West, blending Egyptian and Greek traditions, ruling with both wisdom and ruthlessness. Her beauty routines were legendary: donkey milk baths, exotic oils, and cosmetics made of honey and herbs. She was a mother, a chemist, a ruler who tried to create a new world order. Cleopatra wasn't just a ruler. She was a symbol, a myth, a powerful woman who defied an empire and dared to dream of a different world. Her story is one of ambition, intelligence, and the relentless pursuit of power, facts crazier than fiction itself. If you found these facts about Cleopatra surprising, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to join us for more incredible tales from history. Share this video with friends who love a good story, and tell us in the comments which fact blew your mind the most. Stay tuned for more tales of intrigue, power, and history's hidden secrets. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the present.